Hi everybody, welcome to another Age of Empires 2 video. This is the first video of this type that I've actually done, but yeah, I've been listening to some of the speculation and reviews from the upcoming last Chieftains expansion to Age of Empires 2, and I wanted to give the summary of it and the perspective of some of the proposed civilizations from the point of view of someone of a lower ELO, because yeah, all I've heard so far is obviously professionals and things talking about it, but it's quite a different matter for us low ELO players. I'm like 1300. I still consider that relatively low in the grand scheme of things. But anyway, so here we are with the latest DLC, which will be out in February, and you can pre-order now for 15% off. I think it works out at £12 or something like that in UK pounds. Very good value for money. So to start with, I support all the DLCs, and I'm just really happy that the game still gets updates, and I will support the game in any way I can because I love to play it. I have done for many years now. So I just appreciate there's a development team working on it, and they're still bringing us these kind of updates. So yeah, I'm really pleased about it. So let's go through it. Basically says that the DLC is coming out on February the 17th, and I have already pre-ordered it, of course, where we're going to dive into the medieval South American history and folklore. So the last Chieftains update is going to introduce 3 new civilizations, all playable in ranked, and each with their own campaigns as well. If you play them, I've just started playing the campaigns; they're quite fun actually. The civilizations called the Mapuche, the Muisca, and the Tupi. So let's see what is involved, and we've got some screenshots and things here that might give us some clues. So yeah, as we already said, set in South America during the late medieval periods. Yeah, if you don't know, not all the Age of Empires 2 civilizations are from the same period, and there's some overlap, but and then there's some that are like wildly out of the period, such as the Romans. But yeah, so that's why it says that. They are masters of adaptation to the terrain and continuously changing circumstances. Okay, so we're going to get region-specific assets representing the individual features of the indigenous people. Okay, so let's see what the civilizations include and look at some of the speculation as well. The Mapuche throws off the yoke of foreign oppression through unconventional cavalry and counter-unit tactics. Okay, unconventional. We'll see about that. The Mapuche units are the Kona, a melee cavalry that deals increased damage to units, to injured targets. And the Balas Rider, a ranged cavalry whose projectiles slow down enemy units. Okay, so that's very unique things, and because I know some of the others have them as well. I'm going to discuss that in a minute, but let's see. It looks like these are the unique cavalry. These two here, the grey and the pale ones. So we also get a shot of these like infantry here, if you can see them. They're kind of cool. We don't know them at the minute, so I think they'll be listed. The Muisca, well, dominate the Colombian Andes with economic prowess. So I guess it's going to be an economic focused civilization. Their unique units are the Gueca warrior, a javelineer whose death heals nearby Gueca warriors, and the Temple Guard, a heavy infantryman that attacks faster the longer it remains in combat. Okay, again, 2 very unique things hit there, and we can talk about that in a second. See if we can see. I mean, this is the same infantry you saw in the above screenshot. I think. but this one is different. This might be the unique infantryman. These screenshots look amazing, actually. I think these might be from the campaigns, but they look great. And then the 2P masters the jungle and coastlines of modern-day Brazil with infantry and range soldiers. Their unique units are the Blackwood Archer, an inexpensive range soldier that trains in pairs. Okay, well, that's fine. They come in pairs. And heavy infantryman who deals area damage. Okay. So trains in pairs, I don't mind that. I mean, cheap range unit, a bit like the John Bay rider in the if you play the Way from the recent DLC, maybe, but obviously not mounted. But yeah, they were inexpensive, and I actually really enjoy playing with them. But okay, so between the three, there are some special units, and we've got things between dealing area damage, healing nearby allies, slowing down enemies they attack. And though I like the quirkiness of these civilizations and units, and again, I just appreciate that we get any sort of updates at all, you know, and that we get the chance to continue supporting the game. I like the uniqueness of it, but the problem I've got is, and I play quite a lot, I don't yet know how to handle the unique concepts from the Three Kingdoms DLC, you know, and when things like this come out, it's a little bit overwhelming. So and it's not because it's complicated to understand, you know, it slows down, well, the one that slows down units that are oncoming, the enemy units. It's simple to understand, but the thing I don't understand about that, or any of these units, or indeed any of the units within the Three Kingdoms DLC, for example, the bleed damage and stuff, is I don't know how the fights are going to go. I don't know with all these extra bonuses what they're going to be good against, what they're not going to be good against, and what they might be good against. Like if it's worth trying because of the bleed damage and stuff like that. So maybe one day I'll get to grips with that, but I don't think so. Traditional units are easy to understand because they have pierce armor, melee armor, pierce and attack and speed and all those things are just numbers and it's easy to work out. Whereas these things are not, because the difference is huge depending on how many units you're fighting against and things like that. Now, I don't think it's bad, not at all. I'm sure it'll be really fun to play. Maybe it's too soon after the last DLC for me to understand it yet. Maybe I'm too stupid to understand that. I might be the case. I don't know. Maybe it's just going to take a lot of time for me to do so. But that's my take on the unique quirks of it. It's just too complicated. Maybe it's a good thing that people don't know how fights are going to go, because that's how the game was intended to be. Like, it's a bit more fun. Well, you take a fight and you see how you don't know how it's going to go, and it's a surprise if you win and it's not if you don't. I mean, that's good. It takes away a bit of the predictability of the game and adds a bit more of so somebody's less likely to take a fight with you because they don't know how good your unit's going to be and so on. Maybe that's good. Maybe it'll turn out to be good, but we'll see. That's just my take on it. But overall, they do look good. I mean, we'll wait and see. The individual civilizations when they come out in their full tech tree. Interesting here is that there are now region-specific assets for the three civs, and it looks like it includes Incas as well. So basically, Incas they weren't a Meso civilization, but they were considered that because they had the Eagle Warrior. I'm not sure if they're going to retain the Eagle Warrior now, maybe not. But what is clear here is that the Incas are considered part of these South American civilizations from this particular area. So they all get these new units. So we've got the Champion Warrior, which is a fast infantry who can build outposts and excel at scouting, raiding, And fighting range soldiers. Well, they sound a bit like I mean the fact that they can build outposts is great. I think that's a good thing. We only have one military unit in the game that can build buildings, and that's the sergeants who can build dungeons. Um, so they do sound a bit like the Gulams if they're fast and cheap and good at fighting range soldiers, but we'll see. We'll see how they play out. I kind of like it. I like that they can build outposts. I think that's really good. Um, quirky and easy to understand though, so that's good. Slingers, we know about slingers because they're with the Incas currently. Only they are now going to be available for the Incas, the Mapuche, the Muisca, and the Tupi. So that's good. I like that the slingers are becoming a regional unit and they're available for more than one civilization. We might see them a bit more now. And settlements, all four of them get settlements. Yeah, the Incas as well. Buildings that support population. It doesn't say how many. I assume it'll be 5, but we don't know. And serve as drop sites for all resources. I really like this. Okay, I love this. So one of the things I loved about Georgians and Armenians, for example, was coming up with different ways to use them in games. So, for example, on Arena or Black Forest or something, I would send 4 villagers to deer early, have them take the deer, then move them with the mule cart over to gold, and then I have 4 on gold a bit later rather than 2 on gold to go up. I really like that. Like it felt really good to be saving the wood for that. Now, and I didn't have to push deer. You know, I could go and use my scout for something else. This is a bit different because it's not portable, but in a way, it's better than the mule cart because it can also act as a drop-off point for um, berries and farms. So imagine you build one on your wood line between wood and gold or something. Well, you can use it for wood and gold. And then as the resources start to deplete, you can start to build farms around it and it supports population. I think that's great. I just love that. I can't wait to get to try that. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, these things are available for all the South American civilizations, including Incas. And then we've got campaigns here with a few screenshots. The Mapuche that we discussed with their unique cavalry, which we talked about. I think that's their like the fast infantry, maybe. And here's some slingers at the back. So yeah, this is probably a composition, but it looks really cool. The campaign looks really cool, actually. Then we got the Muisca campaign. It looks amazing. Look at that seed workshop. I really like that. The architecture looks really cool, actually. And then we have the 2P. Oh, look, here's their unique infantry unit. What is it? Was that a tree? No, that's definitely a unit. There. I mean, it doesn't have a face. Well, maybe they're wearing some sort of hood or something. Anyway, here they are fighting the Portuguese, I assume. This looks nice. Is that their castle? Not sure. But anyway, did we see the unique building for dropping off resources on any of these? This might be it. These they're kind of, yeah, actually they're bigger than houses. So it might be those, but I don't know. That's speculation. Yeah, and then all available in ranked play as I said at the start. So we do have some of the new ships here from the recent experiment for the water changes. So I do wonder whether that's coming with this update. Oh, look at these little canoes. How nice. Yeah, so what they say, they're committed to delivering a product with content for everyone at all levels. Well, that's nice to think about. styles, spheres, and preferences. Research and design exploration quickly showed that South American civilizations fielded different armies than the typical medieval model, but could nevertheless stand toe to toe with invaders from across the sea. With familiar technology trees and design concepts, the last chieftain civilizations fit easily into the ranks gameplay. Yeah, okay. Well, I think the only thing about the Three Kingdoms ones were that they all had unique units, and there were 5 civilizations, and then we had the unique like siege as well. In that, well, the rocket carts and onagers, they're kind of interchangeable. Nothing much about that, but as well as all the unique units, we had the trebuchets and the different variants of trebuchets, like the one on the camel and the traction trebuchet, and so on. So there was just a lot to unpack with that, I guess, and that's why I'm still even not familiar with it. I still get to the Imperial Age with those civilizations and go to the castles, try and make a treb, you know. So anyway, yeah, that's going to be it. That's my kind of take on it from a low ELO point of view. Nevertheless, as I said at the start, I'm still extremely excited for the DLC. I'm really happy that we're getting still content from Age of Empires. I do not envy the job of the developers. I work in software engineering in a product focused organization, so I know what it is to keep people happy and keep improving something, trying to improve something. So whatever they do for the game, I'm sure it's for the best in the long term. And yeah, we need to fund it, so there has to be DLCs or something in some form for the game to carry on, and I hope it does for many years. So yeah, thanks for watching. Leave me your comments if you have opinions on the DLC that differ from mine. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.